Hey, how's it going everybody? It's Tanner here, and welcome to a new Ninjago video here on the channel. In today's video, we're going to be ranking each of the 6 ninja based on pure strength. Now, strength is a concept that is very much defined differently by a lot of different people. In this video, the definition of strength will be physical attributes and elemental powers combined. So in terms of analyzing each ninja, we will take a look at each ninja's, overall power sets, not only in their elemental selections, but also in their raw, pure physical strength. Seems like the most fair approach to actually utilize for this video. Also, for just a quick disclaimer, this is just my own opinion. You don't have to agree with this list. You probably will not agree with this list when it's all said and done. But after the video is over, I encourage all of you guys to rank the ninja based on strength in the comment section to your own opinions and your own merit. This video will simply just be my version of that. Also, we're only going to be counting the 6 main ninja, so Kai, Jay, Cole, Zane, Lloyd, and Nia. We're not counting other ninja characters such as Skylar, Dareth, or Little Nelson. Just figured I would go ahead and make that clear, just in case someone decides to comment, you forgot Little Nelson. Not really, he's not a ninja yet. But let's go ahead and not waste any more time. Let's get right into it. We're going to be ranking these based on weakest to most powerful here. So let's go ahead and get started by taking a look at which ninja shows up at the bottom of the list. At the very bottom of the list for this video, I decided to put Jay. Now, don't get me wrong, Jay is definitely not a weak ninja by any means. He's still just as strong as the rest of them. With Jay, though, I feel like he's the most basic out of all the ninja in terms of pure strength and elemental powers. In terms of his pure strength, he's not really shown to be capable of anything super fantastic. I mean, he's just basically an average guy with a pretty decent build, I'd say, but his elemental power of lightning definitely helps him here. His lightning powers are incredible. We've seen him do several incredible things with those electric powers throughout the Ninjago series, and lightning is personally one of my favorite elements. So I struggled to put Jay at the bottom of the list, but at the end of the day, somebody needs to go here, and I think it's just because Jay is, the most average out of all the ninja in terms of physical power, as well as elemental powers. His elemental powers are, again, very advanced and more so, powerful than a lot of other elemental masters that exist throughout Ninjago, but combining that with Jay's just kind of average attitude and average build, I wouldn't say he's, inhumanly strong. He's strong, sure, like all the ninja, but he's just the most, human out of all the ninja, if that makes sense. And that's why Jay is at the bottom of the list. No disrespect towards Jay or Jay fans, but one ninja had to make the bottom of the list, and for my list, that ninja is Jay. Moving on to the number 5 spot, we have Nia. Now, Nia, I think, is strong for a lot of other reasons aside just physical and elemental. Though her water power is quite impressive, her physical build and her physical abilities are very similar to Jay's. I mean, I know a lot of other characters in Ninjago that can do what she does, even if she didn't have elemental powers, but because Nia does, she is much stronger than several other characters. But her water powers are very impressive, like I said. Where I think Nia's strengths lie most, though, is within her own personality. I understand that Nia is afraid of failure, and that is a very, very interesting fear to possess, especially if you're a ninja. I feel like Nia's fear of failure has definitely boosted her morale and actually helped her through a lot of very tough situations within her life. She's very afraid of falling to the bottom, and she's very afraid of just being a regular person, so she tries her best to be strong and be that extraordinary person that she is. And I feel like that is in part due to her personality, but also because of her powers. Even before her powers, though, she was definitely showcasing her strength as Samurai X, and I gotta give credit where credit's due. Nia managed to live a double life during those days, so huge props to Nia. That's not an easy thing to do. But overall, I really enjoyed her elemental abilities. Like I said, water is a very fantastic element to me, and hopefully we'll see more of her power excel later on. We're only a certain amount of the way through season 15 as of the time of recording this video, so her power level could very much increase, but for now, she's down here at the number 5 spot. In the number 4 spot, we have Nia's brother Kai. Now, the reason why I decided to put Kai in number 4 is because I feel like he's physically a lot stronger than Nia and a lot stronger than Jay. Sorry, Jay and Nia fans, I think Kai is physically stronger. And also, the elemental power of fire is a very strong elemental power, as it's been proven to be multiple times throughout the series. I think the biggest example of fire being a fantastically powered element is in season 11, where Kai basically uses his fire power to completely destroy the ice dragon Boreal. That was a very powerful scene for Kai and for fire, so fire itself has been proven to be a very, very powerful element throughout Ninjago. In terms of Kai's character, character, I feel like he most definitely utilizes fire in the most powerful way possible. Kai is very reckless and hot-headed by nature, so pairing him up with a very powerful element like fire just makes sense, and those two combined can be an extremely deadly force when Kai wants to be an extremely deadly force. Overall though, like Nia, Kai has had several difficulties throughout the series that he has consistently conquered and gotten over. Of course, nowadays, Kai's character development kind of leaves a lot to be desired, but I honestly feel like Kai is still a very powerful ninja. Even though he wasn't the first, he wasn't the last ninja on the team, he's kind of in the middle. Kind of makes sense for him to be in the middle in terms of power sets. He's not the most powerful ninja out there, but he's also not the weakest. Kai can definitely do some damage if the situation calls for it, and that's why I admire Kai so much as a character, and why I decided to put him in the number 4 spot. In the number 3 spot, we have Zane. Now, Zane is a Ninjroid, obviously, so his physical strength is probably unmatched by the team, but his elemental power leaves a little bit to be desired. If it wasn't for the fact that Zane literally destroyed the Overlord at one point in time, I would definitely have put Kai above Zane. They're pretty much on par, at least in my own opinion. But Zane gets that extra leverage because, like I said, he did face off against the Overlord and he did defeat him. Granted, he did blow himself up in the process, but still, he was able to withstand that power, and that in and of itself is quite impressive. Moving away from Zane's physical strengths, I feel like his elemental power does indeed carry a lot of weight to it, much like Kai's does. Ice is not an elemental power that anyone should take lightly. Remember, Zane literally took over the Netherrealm with the elemental power of ice. I feel like it's powerful enough to actually do some serious damage if it wants to. However, Zane is a very calm and rational person. He's not like Kai, where, you know, the fire is just going to be out of control. He's actually reasonable and he knows how to properly control his element without losing control, at least most of the time. So for that, Zane does get a leverage over Kai because Zane actually knows how to use his power fairly and effectively, and he doesn't lash out like Kai does. Going into Zane's personality, Zane is a very calm and collected person, like I said, so it's obvious that he's going to be using his powers in the most wise way possible. The number 2 spot might be controversial to say the least, but I feel like Lloyd is definitely the second strongest ninja when you combine physical power with elemental power. Lloyd very much could have been the most powerful ninja, and at one point in time he was, during his golden ninja period. However, he only had golden power for a limited amount of time before it was stripped away from him, and he was just left with the elemental power of energy, which in itself is not a bad element. Energy is still very strong, it's part of the first Spinjitzu Master's bloodline, and if it wasn't for the fact that our number 1 entry has some serious competition put against Lloyd, Lloyd would totally be the top spot. However, Lloyd has definitely been on the decline as of late in terms of power sets, and like I said, he's kind of been overshadowed by another member on the team in terms of raw power, at least in my opinion. However, Lloyd is totally not a stranger to immense power. As I mentioned, he originally had golden power at one point in time, and hopefully we can see a power set like that again, but for now, energy is just kind of as it is. In terms of Lloyd's personality, he's very much a leader. Lloyd is the leader of the ninja team. He holds all the attributes of being a fantastic and effective leader, and for that I do need to applaud Lloyd. However, his power set is still very average nowadays. He's kind of on par with some other ninja, such as Zane or Kai, so I feel like his powers have definitely been nerfed. If his powers would not have been, and if he would have still retained that golden energy that he had previously in Ninjago, I feel like Lloyd would no doubt be the strongest ninja. I feel like some folks will still disagree with me, but I ultimately decided to put Lloyd in the number 2 spot on this list. And in the number 1 spot, surprise surprise, I decided to put Cole. Now here's my reasoning for putting Cole in the top spot. Remember, Cole has inhuman level strength, both in terms of his physical power and his elemental power. Cole has been shown at multiple times throughout the series to be able to lift extremely heavy objects, showcasing that even without his powers he still has super strength to an extent, which is kind of unrealistic, sure, but then again it's Ninjago. I don't think we're shooting for realism here. Not only does Cole have immense superhuman strength, he actually has a very big boost in his elemental powers, especially as of recent. Cole's earth power is very, very powerful. Earth is an extremely powerful element, and a lot of the attributes of the earth element are actually showcased by Cole himself. For example, the Earth Punch, Cole's RX power. Cole is basically the only ninja on the team to have that type of ability. Another ability that Cole was able to showcase that the other ninja weren't was the Spinjitzu Burst. During Season 13, Cole unleashed the power of the Spinjitzu Burst, which theoretically any ninja could do, but Cole is the only one that's done it so far as the time of recording this video, so keep that in mind. But yeah, Cole was able to use the Spinjitzu Burst effectively against the Skull Sorcerer, and that in and of itself is a raw amount of pure elemental power. The Earth element does seem to be quite overpowered, I admit, but with all of Cole's abilities, he is physically the strongest ninja in my own opinion. Also, I need to mention Cole's personality. He's gone through through a lot. He was there for his mother's downfall and eventual demise, and that messed him up pretty good. Cole has not had it easy throughout Ninjago, and for everything that he's been through emotionally and physically, I needed to give Cole the top spot. And no, it's not just because he's my favorite ninja, though I do admit I might be a little biased here. Then again, it's my list. It was going to be biased from the get-go. But yeah, for all the reasons I just listed, I honestly feel like Cole at this moment in time is the most powerful ninja, both in terms of emotional strength and raw, pure strength, along with elemental power. So there you guys have it. That'll pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts on ranking the ninja from weakest to strongest. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my list, and hopefully you guys won't get too mad at me in the comments section. I know there's probably some really angry J fans typing out comments right now, but hey, I encourage you guys to turn that hate comment into a list of your own. Feel free to leave your own ranking list down below. At the end of the day, everybody has their own opinions and whatnot, so feel free to list your own opinions down below in the comments, and we can compare and contrast our lists, and hopefully we can get an interesting discussion going down below in the comments section. Thank you very much for checking out this video, guys. That'll pretty much wrap it up for this one. If you enjoyed, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and check out the links down below in the description for my other forms of social media. As always, big shout out goes out to my Patreon supporters, including once again the marvelous Jan. Thank you guys so much for watching this video once again. My name is TannerFishies, and with that I bid you farewell.